Okay, okay. I thought this was going to work, and it doesn't seem like it is. So, want to welcome everybody to our live show. It was supposed to work. I'd uploaded a video and everything, and it didn't seem to work. But not a problem.
Oh dear.
I understand why it didn't work. I put it in the wrong place. But anyway, how is everyone doing this evening?
Very good evening.
Good.
Very good
Okay.
evening to everybody. Our
Very.
tentative start there apologises for that. To all of
Yes.
there.
Yes. Yeah. No. Normally, I would definitely start. Yeah. Well, yeah. I had plans for how this was going to start off with. Tonight we are doing an album requested by Lorena. This is Mariah Carey's "Butterfly." And so it should be good for us to chat on that. But as we go through the album and talk about its the songs and the album and stuff, um, it's always good for those who join us. We have some music news, and so Lorena, any music news that you thought of that you want to bring up?
No, but there's a lot of great music that came out on Friday, so I shared some on my page. But yeah, there was a lot of good music that came out, so that's always exciting.
Okay, any well-known established artists?
Yeah, there's Tamia. Tamia just came out with a brand new song. I don't remember. I think it's called Forever and a Day, and she did that in collaboration with Louis York, which is Claude Kelly and Chuck Harmony, and she usually collaborates with them a lot on her previous albums. So it's like a really good classic song, love song.
Okay, okay. Cheers, welcome. Music tips and reviews, welcome as well. I had to go back before this. Had to go back to this album for the show to refresh myself, ready for the show. Looking forward to that. What about you, Stevie? Anything? Any music news? Anything that you wanna?
Well, the said lady in question we're talking about tonight's got a new single out with Rochelle Jordan, a cover of Shirelle's "I Didn't Mean to Turn You On,"
Wow.
which is very typical in Mariah fashion, where it's kind of like when she does a kind of dance club track, it's like Frankenstein's monster. It's a bit of this, take a bit of that, take a bit of this, take a bit of this. And you've got a new Mariah Carey single where nothing's kind of hers apart from her voice. But yeah, it's okay. It's good. It's a good little track.
It's in celebration of the anniversary of her Glitter album.
I see.
Oh, the Glitter album.
That kind of bombed that album, didn't it? I do remember.
Yeah, she was going through a tough time, but the fans really actually liked the album, so it came
What,
back.
Mariah Carey going through a tough time?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know that she has
Priority artist for Sony Music for the last throughout the whole 90s. She had millions spent on her by who was her husband again? Someone remind me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is starting
Who
like
was the
after.
husband? Someone
This is
remind
after
me.
the divorce. She kind of did not have the best
Oh,
turn.
poor Mariah. Was her hair out of place?
No, she suffers. She has a mental
Did she
health
get her hair
disorder.
out of
No,
place,
she has a
guys?
mental
Poor
health
Mariah.
disorder called bipolar,
You know,
which is no. I mean, and I think a number. I think Coco from SWV also has bipolar, and dealing with people with bipolar, they can go through extremes if they're not supported with medication. So you could, in
I
1 minute,
see.
just be the most loving person, generous person. Then, if the next minute you can be the worst person. So that is a serious mental health disorder, and
Are you sure
she
it's
got
just she wasn't spoiled by a husband?
no. I mean, she was trapped by him. In fact, I just saw an
All right.
interview with Bill Bellamy saying that he had everywhere she went, he had two sort of mafia kind of bodyguards around her, and they even told him like, "Hey, she looks. This interview looks a little friendly. Back off." I mean, that's she couldn't do anything
Wow.
without. Yeah, she was
He
under house
controlled.
arrest.
Yeah, he controlled like how her hair looked, what she wore, the
Yeah.
kind of songs that she had to sing, like everything was controlled by him. And so this album actually is like her freedom album. So this is the first time where she actually gets to be herself on a record.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I will admit. I mean, I've been a decent fan of Mariah throughout the years. I just realized that I'd never bought a Mariah album. So this was the first time I'd listened to an entire album by Mariah Carey. I mean, I knew the songs and videos, but I'd never listened to a whole album. So this was a surprise to listen to the whole album. Um, so I mean, I'll definitely give my verdict and thoughts. Just as we got Derek from Minneapolis around, um, just and guys, just remember just to keep commenting. As it's part of the show. Just one bit of music news that it was really sad to see Gladys Knight um, on stage, and it was just kind of forgetting her songs, just almost like just gave me vibes of Joe Biden when he was in those kind of senior moments and stuff. And her son has been saying for a while that look, she's been forced to go on tour just to make money by her manager husband, and I think it became evident, but as people were saying, she's not been able to connect. So hopefully, she gets the support and rest that she needs. I mean, it was as a legend, she doesn't need in her 80s having to be embarrassed and put on in these positions. So I just saw that, and so hope for the best. Okay, so we're about to get into this album. Before I ask everyone how they thought about it, this was what I wanted to start the show with, and I'll start it off with now, and then we go straight into the album.
Well, I wanted to work with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I just loved their style, and they just had Crossroads, which was a huge record. It worked out. We got it together. We got in the studio. Stevie J was there. It was a moment. It was like they were a moment. Is all I can say. I don't mean to minimize them by saying that. I mean to making them bigger, if I even could. They were so great to work with, and I love breakdown. It was something that I wanted to do. I was like, I really want to do something a la Bone Thugs and Harmony, because no female had really done that. And I like it missing me, cause I don't want you to reveal the fact that I'm suffering so hard on the sky till I go home at night and turn down all the lights and then I break down and cry.
We didn't even really realize who she was at the time, because like we almost did not go down there. We were on the, like, because we were so lit and like so off the hook and on fire and in Cleveland at the time, like this is fresh to us, like so the whole city is just like on fire because of Bone Thugs and Harmony. We didn't want to leave the city ever. Enjoying the love, like we was sitting on the plane, me and Wish. We sitting on the plane and we like, Wish like, bro, you feel like going to New York for real? I'm like, I don't know, man. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But like, something just told me, like, I was like, no, bro, let's just go down here and knock this out, bro. Like, for real. Like, that's how loosely, like, we talked about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even realizing who this was, like, telling us to come. Because, you know, man, we still like them dudes from like in the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing really changed. Like, we just got a couple songs out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we still these dudes is just like, all right, man, we gonna go. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So we go down there, man, and it was like she had it set out for us, man. She had the herb set out. She had the Hennessy on a silver platter, though, man. Like, on a literal silver platter, though. Like, no bullshit, like, for real. The herb and the Hennessy on a silver
platter. Okay. I just thought it was interesting just to see how adventurous she was able to be after she got her freedom, where she was able to get, sample the Mobb Deep track, get Bone Thugs and Harmony, get Puffy, go away from the Celine Dion type of ballads and stuff, and actually go to her roots, which was hip hop and R&B. What did? Because I know Lorena, you've this is do you have the vinyl with you?
No, I don't have it with me right
Of
now.
all nights, you were
I
shooting
know.
last
I
weekend and of all
know.
nights. Okay,
I know.
okay. But what did you? Well, no. Okay, I'll start with Stevie. Um, what did you make of this album, especially coming from her active as a Vision of Love album and sort of that type of when she was just known for the ballads and stuff.
I just remember at the time I was warming up in an R&B club. Benny's in Ratcliffe, and I was on the mailing list, DJ mailing list for all the major labels that send you records to play, and Sony were just chucking out Mariah Carey 12-inch promos. And I was getting all these promos from the album, to play the mixes. I never really listened to the album at the time because I just thought it's going to be like all the others. It'll just send me asleep. But I thought at least I knew that you always got one or two like club type upbeat tracks on a Mariah album, and they're the only ones that I listen to really. So it has been interesting pulling this album off the shelf and listening to it, and it's it's like, has Mariah Carey ever taken a musical risk? Because all her albums do the same thing. It's like you get one or two up tempos, then you get a bunch of ballads, and to be fair, she just gives the fans what she wants. But I always think, has she ever taken a musical risk like a lot of artists do? And there are, the fans get upset, don't they? It's like, why doesn't it sound like this one? This is my favorite album, so, but I just felt it was a safe album. I felt it was one word that sums it up for me. It's a harsh word, this, and you're all going to disagree with me, but she should have called the album Emotionless, because that's how I feel when I listen to it. It's just like, it's beautifully sung. She looks stunning on the album. There's not the outfits, there's no hair out of place. I've seen some video clips of her live on stage performing some of this album, and the fans running on stage, and she's like, whereas Michael Jackson had hugged him to death, she's like, just don't come to, it's like, don't get my hair out of place. And when I'm listening to her sing, she's hitting, she's so concentrating, getting them notes and hitting the perfect note, that I just don't feel it. I don't feel the emotion coming out of it. It's like when I heard Jackie McGee sing Make It Last Forever, my guts are on the floor because I can feel that. Whereas this, the beautiful ballads, don't get me wrong, they are beautiful ballads, but I just don't feel the I don't mind the club tracks. There's a bit of oomph and a bit of bass to them, but overall, there's some tracks I can't even understand what she's saying. She's got that whispery, like, voice. I'm like, what are you saying here? I can't actually understand what you're saying. God, I'm really going in tonight. I'm sorry, Ray, because you picked this album, but you're getting all barrels from me tonight. You're getting all barrels, so that's really what. That's how I'd sum the album up. A couple of good club tracks, and the rest of it makes me. I might as well get the sleeping bag out.
Okay. Lorena, I'm surprised you didn't bring your vinyl today because you own the vinyl. But what did you make of it?
I'll get it after. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Mariah Carey albums. I feel like it is, I don't know, maybe because I've been following her career like as a little kid. So I don't know. I felt like this album was different than her previous albums. They were more pop based. There are songs that are similar to her previous album on this one, but I feel like we got like a glimpse of it on the previous album with Fantasy, like how she had ODB on the track, and then she had the remix with Puff Daddy. And then on this album, we got more of a hip hop influence. But I really like this album. I really like the storytelling on the songs. I love her background. That's something that she is really focused on in a lot of her songs. She puts a lot into her background vocals. And it's funny that Stevie mentioned the whisper, because the whisper tone is something she introduced on this album. And then it kind of followed her throughout the rest of her career. So that was something that was introduced here. But overall, I love this album. Like, I've never gotten tired of it at all.
I was surprised that she didn't use Jermaine Dupri as much as she did from her Daydream album. Any thoughts around that?
I know she has a remix, a So Def remix for My All with Peter Guns and Lord Tariq. But no, he didn't. There's nothing from him on any of like the main tracks on the album, which is different. But I don't know why she didn't work with him on this one.
Apart from a remix to Honey. Yeah, I would say that I appreciated the fact that she went into went this direction, and it must have been a risk and a gamble because she started and she was geared towards an adult contemporary market, and with the kinds of songs that they were bringing for her, and the fact that this time around, this is the first album after the divorce, and so she's able to get, Puffy. Well, he was gold dust at that point in time. But Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, that just seems like a very strange collab, and she even made the effort to almost sing and sound like them on the track, and but she still had to, give a mixture of, let me get some of the old stuff because I know that I've got an audience for that, but let me do some of the stuff that I really like. And I have to appreciate the fact that she co-wrote and co-produced a lot of her tracks, so she knew what she wanted and what she wanted to convey. So she isn't just somebody who, I've heard stories from other artists from other producers talking about, they'll bring this song to this artist and the artist's name shows up as a co-writer because that's the only way they're going to sing it, and stuff. But she, if she's writing her song, she writes it, and if you're going to join in, she'll let you join in. So yes, so I did enjoy this album, and I don't want to mention any of the songs that I really loved because it might then almost spoil my top 10 stuff. But I was impressed. As I said, my very first Mariah album from top to finish, and it made me feel as if maybe I haven't given her enough chance, and maybe I should listen to more of her stuff. So it'd be interesting going through everyone's list, especially as Stevie thought she didn't take any risk and it was just a bland album. Okay. So without any doubt, so guys, if this is your first time joining us, what we are going to do, that the 12 songs on the album, we're going to count down our top 10 from 10 down to 1. But when we get to before we get to number 1, we reveal what our top 10 is and then speak on number 1. And so if you are able to do the same, that would be great. And the fact that there are 12 songs, it means that in a way keeps our number 1 as a mystery. And neither one of us know what each other has chosen, so which is the fun part too. So it'll be a big surprise to everyone. So, Lorena, starting from number 10, what came in at number 10 for you?
Number 10 is the song called Outside. It's towards the end of the album when things like really, really slow down. So I put that in at number 10.
Okay. What did you make of the song?
I still like the song. So, but there, of course, are a whole bunch of other songs that I really, really love. So that's why, like, my 8, 9, and 10, still love them, but there's other songs that I'm going to listen to more.
Okay. Stevie J, what about you? What came in number 10 for you?
I just wish some of our viewers a good evening. Big shout to Nigel Brown. Big shout to Jez. How you doing, sir? DJ all day, who always makes me laugh. Doc Funkist, how you doing, sir? Good to have you on board this evening. Ginger Bootlegs is with us. I like that name. I do like that name. Benson's, how you doing, sir? With the big super chat there. You should get his message. Send you a super chat there. Get his message up, Namdi. Music tips and reviews with JG. How you doing? Derek's with us. Hey, if you're out there tonight watching, drop us a comment. We'll give you a shout. Listen, we want you all here with us tonight. We're a family. Even though we've got differing views, don't let any of the views trigger you. They're just different opinions. Views. Just enjoy it for what it is, folks. But anyway, my number 10. It's a beautifully sung record, beautifully sung. But I really couldn't get past. Okay. I really couldn't get past like about a minute and a half before I started to fall asleep, and I was reaching for the old sleeping bag. But My All, which got a million remixes from Sony, from David Morales, from Full Crew out of the UK, and I never liked any of them back then. I remember getting loads of promos of this sent, but she's doing what she does. This long drawn out ballad that the fans love, and I'm sure there's many fans that love this, but I don't. Sorry, but I had to put it somewhere, and it's come at number 10. Big shout to Deo. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, there were. I mean, as I said, I was pleasantly surprised with the album. But like Lorena at number 10 was Outside, which I thought it was definitely a decent track. I guess sometimes I think it felt like a safe song. It felt like one of those Diane Warren type, David Foster like kind of tracks, which is safe, the formulaic, and Celine Dion kind of does them. But this is her thinking, okay, I've been doing this since I started, so I need to put a couple of those in there just for my audience. And but it was definitely a nice track. So at number 10 is Outside for me. Lorena, what's at number 9?
Number 9, I have a song called Whenever You Call, which is also another beautiful track. There is actually, I think it's on her 25th anniversary album. There's a duet that she has of the song with Brian McKnight, so you can check it out if you haven't. But yeah, another...
What, a song with Brian McKnight?
Yeah, so she, on the 25th anniversary of Butterfly, she did a lot of duets and remixes, and so Whenever You Call has Brian McKnight on it.
Yeah, I listened to
that's double. That's a double sleeping bag time. It's Brian McKnight, Mariah Carey.
No, I would. Yeah, no, Brian McKnight is one of my favorite singers. But I would say that this was the song that, to me, I was. I'm thinking Prince of Egypt. I'm thinking Disney films, Frozen, and I think this was pretty much one of those songs that it's. If she had sang it from a soundtrack of a Disney movie, it would have fitted. It felt like that. So nice song, but it just felt soundtrack, Disney movie, princess movie and stuff. So yes. Yeah. But okay. Stevie, what came at number 9 for you?
Number 9, as I just get my big green sleeping bag out of the room here and get myself comfy for tonight. Big green sleeping bag there. My green hat on in the background. As you can see, I'm snug in the old back there, the old sleeping bag. Again, another track that's beautifully sung. The verses are very bland. It's so bland that, again, I'm struggling after about a minute and a half. But the chorus, kind of keeps me interested. But I'm going to go for the title track at number 9, Butterfly. Butterfly makes it number 9.
Okay. Lorena, maybe you're best answer this. Who do you think Mariah can go against in a versus?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think maybe Beyonce.
Yeah.
Put Whitney up against her, please.
No, I think the issue with Whitney is that I always think Whitney's just a step ahead. So I think, and the community would see Whitney as you can't.
Well, you've got to look at another label who's got a female artist as their priority. Because Sony had Mariah. I'm just thinking, who did Universal or Atlantic have as their priority female?
No, there was no one.
Arista had Whitney. That was their priority.
Yeah.
So
the only person vocally that would go head to head and stuff would probably, and catalog, is probably Beyonce. Yeah.
What about
but anyway,
Mary J. Blige?
No, Mary doesn't sing like that. Mary sings with emotion. She's not vocally like that. Okay. I like Derek is funny there. He said J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo. Interesting you said that word there. Mary sings with her emotions. Because what did I say a bit earlier? Where's the emotion? Mariah had an album called Emotions. So where did that go in this album?
Maybe you didn't listen to it, but I felt it in some of the songs. So
yeah.
Let me see. Number 9 for me. Where are we at now? I actually did like this one, and one of the things you said earlier, Lorena, was about backgrounds, and I have to appreciate some of the background vocals of this album. And actually, that's why I was surprised that Jermaine Dupri was not involved, because there's some tracks I'm thinking, is that Escape singing backgrounds? But I kind of liked Fly Away, Butterfly reprise. There was something about the energy of that I just really appreciate. And normally I don't really go into house and dance music, but it just felt the background vocals were great on this, and it just gave a different vibe to the album. It reminded me of the background singers too. If you ever watched the animation Hercules, they had some female singing. So anyway, but yes. I don't know if Kelly Price was still with her at this time or she had left.
Yeah, she was.
Okay. I don't have the album, but was Kelly one of the background vocalists?
No, not on that track.
Was she on any of the tracks on the album?
Yeah, she was on The Roof, and was she on? I think she was on The Roof and Butterfly.
Okay. What about Trey Loren? Was he on any of the?
Yeah, he was. I didn't write it down. I don't remember which track he was on, but he is on that album.
He's on Babydoll.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, yes. Okay. So, yeah. Fly Away.
And Honey. And Honey as well, the remix. Sorry.
And Honey. Okay. So, Lorena, what's at number 8 for you?
Number 8, I have the song Close My Eyes, which is one of her more personal tracks. It took her about 4 years to finally put this song together because it spoke a lot about her childhood. So it was a difficult song for her to write. But yeah, that comes in at number 8 for me.
Yeah, that one was a little hard for. I was like, okay, it's like, where's this one going to? So that was hard one for me to sing, to listen to. I didn't really. I was like, okay, there was nothing. It just felt like a track, and I will have to agree with Stevie that for the first time I'm listening to the album, I'm like, what? I can barely make out what she's saying. And that was frustrating to me. I could barely hear what she was saying. Janet sometimes does that as well, where and if I'm not sure, and so that was a little frustrating with this. When I listen to say Coco or even Mary, I can hear what they're saying and I can follow it. But with this, I did struggle with most of the songs. Like I could barely hear what she was saying and what she was singing about. So that would be. So I would agree with Stevie on that one. Okay, Stevie, what did you have at 8?
Probably the best out of the really bland ballads, and yeah, again, beautifully sung. But again, sent me asleep. But he managed to get to number 8. I thought this seemed to be out of all them bland ballads that I can't impossible to listen to, I thought this is probably the best out of a bad bunch. So I've gone with Outside at number 8.
Okay, you had it higher than the rest of two of us, so you must have appreciated it better than us. Okay.
I can't remember it, to be quite honest. It's just there. Really can't remember it. I'll be honest, I struggled with the top 5. I really, but then again, I thought, yeah, that the top 5's decent. I did struggle at first, but and the rest of it, I could just no.
Oh wait, Steve. So, okay, because if you think of it, tell me one album that you've suggested that I've not been into it, but I've given a top 10 that and put the energy and effort in it.
Well, I am. You're getting the energy from me. You're getting
From
strong views.
Take That to London Jones, all of those albums, I would come in, get the songs, really
listen,
talk.
I'm backing up everything I'm saying. Okay. I'm giving you a reason why. I'm backing up everything I'm saying. Now, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, that is up to you.
Okay, but as I said, not one album that I've done, whether I liked it or not, but you probably no one person would think about other than the album itself. At number 8, what's happening? Oh, damn it! The camera stuff keeps coming. There it is. Not sure what's happening here. Where is that popping out from? Okay, hopefully it doesn't fall off again. All right. Where are we at? Number 8. Yes. So this track at number 8, when I listen to it, it then takes me back to the time that how I wish the time I met Mariah Carey that there were people had mobile phones that had cameras on them, because I didn't have that. And I would have taken a picture with her when she was with her Spanish boyfriend. But when I listen to this song, it takes me back to that moment when I could have had my moment, but I didn't have a camera. But the little Spanish kind of guitar in there, nice little flavor and stuff like that. But get his favor. No, we did the Zan album actually. We did the Zan album, and I gave it 100%. So Stevie could attest to it. Not one album that.
Well, you're getting 100% of my opinion tonight. You're getting 100% of my opinion.
I have not slagged off one album. Rather, I liked it a lot. I've cheered it on and rooted it and stuff. My all is at number 8 for me. Okay. We're at number 7.
You just can't handle my opinions on this, can you?
No.
I did say before dinner, don't let our views trigger you, folks. And look who's triggered.
No.
Folks is getting triggered now.
It's because I can see Lorena's like, oh man, this is my favorite album, and it's Stevie's.
Yeah, but not everybody's gonna like everything. That's fine. I'm not mad.
You didn't even bring the album out. I just can't believe you.
Oh my god!
Showing us the vinyl stuff.
After I get my number 7, I'm gonna go get it.
So she's always disclaiming. This was like, yeah, I don't really know that. I'm like, I thought you're gonna be showing us it to show how proud you are of it.
We have got someone who could do match. Is it who just said it before? Perfect, Jake Green. You nailed it on the head. You should put Mariah against Celine Dion. Both big voices, both bland records. There you go. Load of albums.
Yeah, I would say that from the okay, let's say hello to Nigel Brown and Deep One Deep. Welcome, and is it Denzel Kings from LA? Welcome. I would say the issue is that if we're talking Mariah's first 3 albums, maybe, but because she moved into this sort of R&B and stuff, I think it's the catalogs just don't match up. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Lorena. Number 7 for you.
Number 7 is a song that was co-written by Missy Elliott, and that is Babydoll.
Okay. Who did that production there? Carl Rooney and Mariah. Okay. Where did I put that one? Did I even put that in my list? Okay.
Corey Rooney.
Yeah, Corey did some. I mean, if you think about Corey, um, very underrated. I mean, from his days of the Father MC, and also as a singer, and did stuff with the Barge and stuff, Elder Barge. So he was all over this. Okay, Stevie, what's that number 7 for you? While Lorena go gets the album.
I thought actually this did have something about it. To be fair, this next track did have something about it, and it does. You know, there was elements of it that I did like, but again, it's just I'm like still a bit bland. But there is, you know, it starts off bland, and then the chorus kicks in. I thought, yeah, I can. You know, there's a bit of an edge to this, and that's 4th of July, number 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that surprised me. You know, it surprised me.
Which of her albums would you say you appreciated the most then?
It's hard because I think after this, there was more. I thought her albums got more clubbier. Glitter.
Oh, you appreciated Glitter?
Glitter, the fantasy album. I thought, yeah, she's getting more in a dance groove here. So I think, but all these, you know, from 1990 right up until this point, I felt all her albums were kind of the same. Like you say, they'd have a few dance club tracks on it, and then the rest of it was pretty bland. I mean, the best track she ever did for me, never made an album. It was a B-side track, and some of you R&B mid-90s R&B fans know exactly what I'm talking about. Never, you know, didn't make any of her albums, which I couldn't believe at the time. And that's the one where she actually did put a bit of emotion into it that I actually felt, and she never included it. So, but anyway, 4th of July, yeah, it's all right. It's, you know, it's 5, 6 out of 10 for me.
Okay, I think for me it was. You know, I think one of the issues I had with Mariah at the time was the fact that I felt that maybe because she was married to Sony's boss, I could feel that they were favoring her and giving her a lot more the preferential treatment. And in a way, I was like, taking away, I was a big Michael fan, so I'm thinking, okay, they're giving her more treatment, better treatment than Michael, and pushing her albums. But I think, as Land of the Good Groove said, I think when the emancipation of Mimi came out, I felt like, oh, okay, I like the direction she went with that album. It was more up my street, because this album has a mixture of R&B songs and pops and sort of adult contemporary songs. And I think by the time L.A. Reid got a hold of her for the emancipation of Mimi, I think the songs were more like, okay, this is my lane and I'm staying in there. And it was almost like a comeback album. Yeah. Thoughts, Lorena?
Sorry, I'm lost. Thoughts?
Okay, no, just thinking we were just talking about favorite albums, and Stevie talked about from Glitter onwards. He was a lot more appreciative, and then I said, that I also started to warm to her by the time she came out with the emancipation of Mimi.
Well, see, me, it's different because I'm such a big fan. Like, I have almost all of her albums.
Do you have any of them with you now?
Well, I just got the Butterfly album, so I have the CD, which I had from when I was like young. So I kept with me this whole time. There's like a crack in the cover. But yeah, and then after I went and I got the vinyl. And
that's nice, actually, with the sticker on. That is nice.
Stevie seems to love it. I always see him in his videos. Oh, they got the hype sticker on it.
Just look, you can't beat a sealed vinyl album with a hype sticker on.
The hype sticker. I
mean, you can. In most charity shops now in the UK, you can find quite a lot of Mariah Carey CDs. You'll find them for about £1.50, and you could build a nice little Mariah Carey. I mean, I have got all the CDs. I've got them all. And they didn't cost me too much because I found them in charity shops. Some I bought. The ones that came out late, I did buy new. So I did, actually buy her albums. But the earlier ones, I must admit, I got them out of charity shops or like a HMV $5.99 sale at the time. I'm trying to think. I'd never really bought a vinyl albums, but I've got tons of 12-inch. I've got all the 12-inch singles, all of them, with all the remixes on. You know, Sony just chucked out so much Mariah Carey product.
Yeah, well, I mean, when she was the slave to the president, you know, yeah. So, okay, yeah. So, I mean, but do you have a favorite then, Lorena? Because I would say my occupation was mine. Stevie was talking. What was your favorite, Stevie? I remember you talking about.
What favorite album from Mariah?
Yeah, if you were to have one that you'd say, okay, that you know, this would be one that if you had to listen to.
That's really tough because probably Emancipation. I do remember listening to that a lot. Rainbow I listened to a lot. And then it'd be odd tracks on other albums. It'd just be specific tracks, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I liked the new Jack remix of Someday. I thought it was a good remix. That from her earlier albums. The Shep Pettibone mixes I thought were fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Lorena. What's at number 7 for you?
Oh no, I did number 7.
Sorry, number 6.
Number 6. Number 6, I chose My All. This song was actually inspired because she ran away to Puerto Rico because she was in a secret relationship with Derek Jeter, who played baseball at the time.
Was she still married to Tommy?
I think she was. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so that song was inspired by that trip that she took because she was kind of like risking her life, basically running out to see him. And that also explains the whole Spanish type feel on the song too, because of where she was in that situation. But yeah, that's what I have at number 6.
Okay.
Sorry, which your number 6?
My All.
My All. Wow, you got it that high. Yeah, I thought, I'll be honest, when I listened to that, I thought, yeah, this is definitely Lorena, this. Lorena really like. No, seriously, I thought, yeah, definitely Lorena will go for this.
Yes, I love my slow jams.
What about you, Stevie?
I mean, you got to think, you know, proper. Them ballads are for women, aren't they? Them Mariah ballads are for women. I just can't see guys, fully testosterone guys sat in their house on their own playing a Mariah Carey ballad loud on the old system. They're going to pump one of the more up-tempo tracks up. And I get it. I understand. Number 6 for me is where she teams up with, just doesn't fit. What is Mariah Carey doing working with an artist called Crazy Bone? I mean, I don't envisage Mariah Carey just like, you know what, I'll just finish off my champagne and me 5-star Michelin meal with Tommy Mottola, and I'm going to get in my car and go in the hood and hang around with Ghostface Killer for the evening. I just something doesn't ring quite right about. I just can't see wanting to go to the hood and hang out. But Breakdown, which sounds like a very wishy-washy. What would they call crazy? What was the group he was in?
Oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, I just can't. It's such a watered down version of Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean,
what do you mean watered down?
That sound, it's the Bone Thugs and Harmony sound watered so down. It's just like, no.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I think I remember when Biggie tried to, when he invited them onto his track. Is it Notorious? I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I mean, they were very unique and distinctive, their sound, and the fact that she thought, let me. I mean, she did what Michael used to do. Michael would say, "Okay, you're hot. Let me crisscross." No, I don't think he had crisscross, but to get, he would get people. He would, almost give people an opportunity to shine. And she did say that, yeah, they were doing big, but she just thought about, helping them and taking them to a different level. But she came to their level, not having them just do a poppy rap on theirs. So that was really impressive. And as Crazy said, she had the herbs and the weeds, for them went in a platter so that they could smoke while they're in the studio and be settled. And Stevie J was doing productions. Notorious Thugs, thanks, DJ.
Well, like you say, it's number 6 for me, but it didn't do much for me. I'm sorry, you know. Jez likes it. Nigel likes it. Fair play to you guys. Didn't do much for me.
At number 6 for me, this is the contrast from this song. This is the contrast when you listen to this song that I'm about to share, compared to Whenever You Call or My All. And this is the R&B side of Mariah, which I appreciate. It's 4th of July. I appreciate the fact that she's did an R&B track that I can appreciate. Then when she goes into the adult contemporary mode, which, you know, I remember Toni Braxton did the what was that song that she did with David Foster? I can see the video, but I can't remember the song. I had knocked Blackstreet off number 1. What was that? Do you remember her album, her song, her big song, Toni Braxton?
Unbreak My Heart?
Yeah. So that was Blackstreet was number 1 with No Diggity for 4 weeks, and that came and knocked it off number 1. And Tony went that direction, and then she went into that song, took her into the Mariah Carey, Celine Dion markets when you have that kind of big ballad type of stuff. And they're okay songs, but as I said, there's a breakaway from what I enjoy. So I like 4th of July because it sounded like a Beyonce kind of track in a way, kind of track that I could hear Beyonce do. And that's why I think she could go head to head with Beyonce. But yeah, 4th of July. Tommy Turner was connected. Yes, it's as I said. Bill, as I said, Bill Benjamin was just on an interview podcast talking about how he sounded like he was in the mob or connected to the mob, and he was. And Michael called him the devil. He says Tommy Turner is the devil, and that he kept Mariah as a prisoner, and Michael helped her escape. She reached out to him, and he helped her escape. So it's only now we're realizing that he was Suge Knight. DJ All Day said that he was Gene Griffin before the Gene Griffin, but on a bigger scale because he ran the biggest label at the time. All right, number 5. What do you have, Lorena?
Well, we are on the same wavelength because at number 5, I have 4th of July. That is one of the songs that I love. I think it's because of the storytelling. You can literally close your eyes and see exactly like what's happening in the song. She takes you like on that journey with her. But yeah, I love the song, background vocals. I love the just the beat of the song, everything, how it all came together. So it's one of my favorites off of the album.
Okay. Stevie, what comes in number 5 for you?
Good evening to the land of the good groove. How you doing, sir? Good evening to Nat. Is that Nat or Nate? It's probably Nat. One Deep Malore is with us. Jake, the Pax is with us. How you doing, sir? Have I missed anybody else? Danzel Kings is with us. And JT Moore. Right, number 5 for me. Heavily inspired by Prince. Is this even a Prince song? The Beautiful Ones.
Yes, it's Prince cover.
Yeah, again, nice. It's got it's got everything about Prince that you'd want, but just Prince with Mariah Carey just doesn't go together with me. It's just like Prince is an artist that took so many risks. Lived on the edge. Musically lived on that edge. Whereas Mariah Carey just was frightened to death to get her hair out of a place. So, get real Drew Hill in to get some R&B credibility. Why not? Again, nice track, but just nice.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I mean, for her to step away from her career, which was adult contemporary pop rock, and to say, no, I want to do stuff that really is what I'm really into. That is like Pink. Pink came out, they did her R&B stuff, and she's like, "No, I want to do my stuff." And that's always a risk because you can alienate your an audience.
To be fair, her voice and what she does, it is made for Celine Dion, David Foster. It's made for that kind of, which she does. She does a lot of it, and it's, you know, and she does that very well. I'm just not into it. That's all.
Yeah, but she doesn't do that solely because half the album, she went into the R&B route, which is a limited market when you're trying to get onto Kiss and you know, those type of pop stations. I also the fact that I would not think that she is has the same sort of background like Halle Berry, because I always used to think she was white. You know, the albums are gray. The way they did her hair, I didn't realize that her dad was black, and it probably was stuff that Sonia Matola were trying to do. She later has come out to say that it wasn't her intention to look white and pass as being white. But even in this picture, she looks white. You know, so it's yeah. But as I said, I know when I saw the Honey video, I was thinking, okay, this is different from Mariah. She's got some hip hop artists and Puffy, and she's not singing those big ballads and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Well, for me, it's not even whatever complexion of skin. It's not even an issue for. The thing that I'm commenting is actual voice. A voice fits. She's got the voice for. It's what they call in the 70s. They called it AOR, didn't they? AOR or sorry, MOR, middle of the road music. That's what it is. Just nice middle of the road, lovely sung, lovely voice. You know, just keep it safe. Gets on the radio, and that's where, you know, she fits that. And like you say, she did do quite a lot of R&B tracks. I don't see her as an R&B artist. You know, I don't see her as mingling with hip hop. I just don't see her as that kind of artist.
Yeah,
you know,
but she would tell you that that's her music, and that's where she actually feels more at home.
Fair play. I just, you know,
is it because of how she was introduced, like her previous album?
It's a voice. It's, you know, she's hitting them notes. It's almost like operatic at times. It's like, again, I'm not focusing on the way she looks or a complexion. I'm just listening to her voice. And like you say, it's emotion. She wants to get them notes perfect and hit them that really high note. But then you're taking away the feel and the oomph that comes with R&B, you know?
Yeah, I just think it all depends on who's producing her, and but as I said, it's to break away from what she was made to do in her first 3 albums, to slowly break into what she wants to do. You know, and we've seen that in the industry. We've seen how things have been. Okay, for number 5 for me is what I would consider a risk-taking song. And this was when she enlisted Crazy and Wishbone to come on down, gave them a platter of weeds and herbs to do Breakdown. Now, I will say I can't hear or understand anything she says on the track. It is. I was trying to listen. I was trying to pay attention. Okay, what's she talking about? What's the story about? And it was mumble song and singing. And that is the tough part. And maybe, as Stevie says, when she does hit those high notes, it's a lot easier to follow because she's a lot more clear. When she does try and do the R&B, it becomes, maybe she just has too much power, and trying to just do some plain R&B becomes a difficulty. Shantae Moore has been able to manage that. You know, Shantae can do the high whistle and all that stuff. But I think she's able to, come down and do some songs that we can appreciate as well. But Break It Down with Bone Thugs, definitely. Is Puffy listed as a producer on this? Do you guys have the album? I'm surprised.
Yeah, on the big single.
So Puffy's on Break It Down, because they only said.
Oh, so not Break It Down, no, on Honey, innit?
No, I'm talking about Break It Down.
All right.
That's my number 5 for me. But do you guys have the album to see if
Let me
Puffy?
just.
Can I see Stevie J and Mariah Carey on it? But I'm seeing Combs as one of the producers there.
I hasn't got it. No, I'm just looking at the Discogs listings.
Oh, you got the disc. Okay, but Lauren, you got the album there.
Wait, yes, but she's not opened it, has she?
Okay, she's got the CD though. And her voice has disappeared. Lorena, did you mute yourself or is it just me? No.
Oh, I did mute myself, sorry. But no, it was recorded at his studio, but it just has Stevie J.
As the producer with Mariah?
Mm-hmm.
And no Combs. Okay. He must have sneaked his way into the credits somehow. All right.
Well, he's on he's on Honey.
Yeah, I know Honey, but this one. Okay. All right. What's number 4 for you?
So number 4 is the second song on the album, which is Butterfly. So this song is another personal one for her. She said this is what she wished her ex-husband would have said, like would have let her go. But of course that didn't happen. And this is also the track that introduced that whole whisper tone that we hear throughout the song, and then the rest of her albums, she uses that as well. But yeah, I love this song, so I put it at number 4.
Did we do number 7?
Yeah.
What was your number 7?
Mine was Babydoll.
And Stevie, yours?
4th of July.
Okay, mine was Butterfly. I don't think I remember talking about that.
I don't think you did. I think you must have. I think you went on a long view. I think you was the bit where you was having a go at me for having me. not agreeing with you all tonight, and you've got to get your own track out there.
Yeah, I had Butterfly in the best. I was thinking I hadn't talked about Butterfly.
You had that thought of like, I don't think I'm gonna get in the back of your head. I'm gonna get Stevie on the next podcast. I'm gonna give him a red card and put him in the tin bin now for the next podcast.
No. Yeah, I put Butterfly number 7. The reason I said that was it was a song. If you do see the performance, that's like, yeah, okay, I've got to hit the notes perfect, and guys, get ready for this. This is a big note here, and it did feel like, yeah, a production song. But yes, that's at number 7. We're at number 4 now. Lorena, you had what at number 4?
I had Butterfly at number 4.
Butterfly at number 4. Stevie, what do you get at number 4?
I did actually like this one. Corey Rooney, the producer, was obviously listening to what Timbaland was doing a year earlier with Aaliyah, because that reflects into the production, that double time beat, which is kind of like a pound shot version of what Timbaland was doing. Not as good, but enough to keep me interested. And this was a surprise track for me. I had it at number 3 and I pushed it back to number 4. I made a very late change, but I'll explain later. But Babydoll is at number 4. It's, good mid-tempo, like very cheap sounding Timbaland production, but it does work. Yeah, I thought this was all right. I thought this was an half decent track, but Babydoll's at number 4.
Okay. Babydoll's number 4. Okay. Number 4 for me is now, when I was trying to get the album, the first album I was probably full of the remixes. So this track had the remix on it, and I was like, wow, this is great. But then I said, no, I need to listen to the album version. And they used a sample, but I was waiting and if the rap was in it, I would have had it much higher. But it's the Roof sampling Mobb Deep, and it has them in the intro. But I had another version of the album which had them coming in, and I felt like I was missing that. If I hadn't heard that, I would have had a different appreciation. But I did like the fact that she was going into doing these kind of tracks. Who did she get to do the production of the Roof? She had the Trackmasters on this, and that's. But they were already A&R execs at Columbia Records at this time, so she got them on this track. Beautiful track. I wish they had the the version with Mobb Deep on the album version, because it would have been great. But I think that was probably a tug of war with Sony, like not too much hip hop. Who had that? It was Eddie F saying that the label said, "Yeah, we're not feeling the hip hop," so they just put the Lisa version of the track as a bonus track on the album. So I wonder if Sony was like, "Look, you've already got Bone Thugs. We don't want too much hip hop on this." Yeah. So the roof is at number 4.
All right. So
Top
number
3.
three. Number 3, I have the big single "Honey" at number 3, which that of course was produced with P Diddy, and actually they didn't work in the studio together. She actually banned him from
Oh,
the
what?
studio, yeah, because he can be very like demanding, like with the
Oh.
artist when he's like in producer mode and stuff. So she banned him, and she basically sent over like 100 vocals, and then they just put it together.
Is that what the story was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. She's
So she said it, and he said it too. Like they both mentioned it in interviews. But I guess like more different artists have banned him sometimes from the studio because he could be a lot to work with.
Yeah, did you see the video of Mary and Puffy in the studio? I think she was doing My Life too or something like that. And he was complaining. She was complaining about the mixing. You guys aren't listening to me and stuff. And okay, it says that the producers were Puffy, Stevie J, the Is that not Q-Tip and Jay Dilla? Who do you
Uh
have down?
yeah, because Q-Tip did program. I think he did programming for like the keys or something on the track.
Yeah, it
But
does say that drum programming
yeah,
Q-Tip.
Okay, the okay. Was Jay Dilla listed on there? Or was it just Q-Tip and
from what I know, it was just Q-Tip, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
okay, so maybe he just when he did production, he just used just used the production name. Okay, okay, oh, okay. What did you prefer the album version, or what did you think about the one with the locks on and Mace?
I prefer the one with the locks and Mace because yeah, that's like the video version that I'm used to also. So I just liked how everything was put together, and the video to me got a lot of people into it because she was showing like kind of her escaping her marriage.
Okay. She says Mariah is lazy. I don't know if she's a performer as such, Benson. I don't know if she that so like a Beyonce now will give you the vocals and give you a performance. Janet will give you the performance, not the vocal. J Lo. Okay, sorry, I said J Lo. Yeah, but I think with Mariah, I think she's just one of the people that she can just stand there and sing, and I think she's had to work but back in when she started, she's singing the ballads. You just sit down there and just stand there, and now she's doing Honey. She's like, oh, well, just to kind of move and shake a little bit, and she does look awkward when she's trying to do those dance
She
routines.
doesn't she doesn't like dancing because she doesn't think she could dance because when this was in her book. I think it was her grandmother or something had mentioned to her like that she's not good at dancing. So it kind of stuck with her. So she's not
Yeah,
confident
okay, yeah.
when it comes to the dancing.
Look, you're an artist. You're not going to tell me that somebody laughed at you when you're in high school. So because of that, you're like, well, I can sing, but I won't sing on stage, because people laughed at me. I think she naturally just didn't know how to dance and perform. She was just so used to, as Stevie said, about just singing. And when you're singing, just sit there and sing. But when you think of a Janet, well, no, let's think of Michael or Beyonce. They just feel the music and they're just singing and dancing and performing. And I think Yeah. Does Whitney, does Mariah mime, or is she not? Does she, is she a live singer? I've never seen her. Have you seen her live? Okay.
Yeah, I have. To me, she sings live. I think that's why too we hear when she does have a bad night. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah, but I know that she does always look awkward when she performs. Um. The upbeat track. She doesn't. She just feels as though it's a big deal. Okay, Stevie.
She just strikes me as someone that's been locked away in a cupboard forever, and they just let her out every now and again to promote the album. She's like a bit overawed by. She's out in public and she's like, my hair, my hair, my hair.
Okay.
Number 3 for me. You know what? I don't even like this record. I don't know why. I don't even know why it's got to number 3. I can't understand the words she's saying in it. I think the only reason it got to number 3 because it had a humongous hip hop sample. Shook Ones, of course. Mobb Deep 95, 96. Again, why they're using this utter classic grimy hip hop record for Mariah is like, well, why did you do this? Why you just spoiled a hip hop classic here? And then slowly just chucking loads of 12. I've got all the 12-inch promo, the remixes, the Mobb Deep with Mobb Deep on it, the full crew remixes. There was some David Morales. They were just trying so hard with this record. And to this day, I cannot understand what she's singing about. I don't even know what the song's about. We've got that head nodding, Shook Ones. Funny enough, I was at a record fair yesterday and I seen a Mobb Deep Shook Ones 12-inch, £15. Should have bought it really, but I didn't. But anyway, The Roof, probably because I've just got good memories of it, club memories of it. It's made it to number 3.
Okay, so you went. If Mobb Deep were on the track, would it have sounded different?
Well, the remix did have Mobb Deep on it.
Yeah, I know the remix did, but the album version.
It's hard because I want to go and listen to Shook Ones.
Okay.
Sing, Jez, sing the lyrics, please, because I haven't got a clue what she's
the
singing
lyrics
about,
are
mate.
great too.
Sing the lyrics for me. I ain't got a clue, mate.
I would say that yes. I mean I won't disagree with you when it comes to. I remember the thing that was on my mind when I was listening to most of the songs. It's like, if this was Coco, I would know what the song's about a lot. I would hear the lyrics. I could understand the tonations, and it's a frustration, like I do when I sometimes listen to Janet. It's like, some songs are clear, but a lot of them you're not, and that can be a frustration. But I can appreciate the vocals and stuff. All right, so what number was that, Stevie? Okay, 3. Number 3 for me is I prefer the remix. Getting Puffy and singing Honey, doing her little James Bond video was also a cool thing. I think, yeah, this was when Puffy was going into the 80s and looking for samples. I don't know what the original song for Honey. What do you know what it is, Stevie?
Oh, thank you. Mind of the Good Groove. Sorry.
It's the big sample in it. I do, but off the top of my head,
what do you say, Lorena?
No, I was thanking somebody. They said I'm giving Jody Watley vibes.
Oh, okay. The earrings are not as big, but you're getting close. Yeah, you're getting close. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Honey, and yeah, I did like the ones with the locks and maze on it. Mariah, You're on Fire. Did anyone else use that? Mariah, You're on Fire, other than this on this track? Okay.
No.
I thought somebody else tried it. I thought maybe Jermaine Dupri took it up and stuff. MC. Was this the first time they'd called her MC?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he did it on the Fantasy remix, but maybe.
Okay. Oh, did Puffy do the Fantasy remix?
Yeah.
Was ODB on the album version, or
The album version, the original one.
who did the album version? Who produced that?
That's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah, Honey said on the credits, "Hey DJ."
Oh
Hey,
yeah, hey DJ, want to play my song?
da.
I'm dancing all night. Yeah, well,
And then you've got the body rock from the Treacherous Free from the Sugar Hill days.
God,
They're the samples that
yeah. I mean, you may get a hit song from Puffy, but you will be sharing that credit with 100 people. he's the sample master, man. He just he takes it, drops it in there. Like he's so hence he gets his production credits and his other credits in order to supplement. But I remember artists complaining like, yeah, man, he just takes too much samples and that just messes up our publishing and stuff. Okay. Yeah, Honey, like Lorena, is at number 3 for me. Now, what's that number 2, Lorena?
Oh, well, before getting to number 2, Fantasy, the album version, it was produced by Mariah and Dave Hall.
Oh, yeah, Dave Hall, yes, from Untouchables. Man, Dave Hall, he's done stuff with Michael, with Mariah, with Mary. He's a silent assassin when it comes with Madonna. He's
everybody.
Yeah, Dave Jam Hall, silent assassin. Okay. Yeah, Lorena, what's at number 2 for you?
Number 2, I put The Roof, which I think is one of the best songs on the album. I actually understand what she's saying. And
what did she say? Tell us the gist.
She is talking about that she was on a roof on a rainy night and she kissed this guy, which is Derek Jeter, which we all know now. This song is about him. So she's just taking us to that time, basically, of what happened on the roof. I love that she used Mobb Deep for this. I thought it was different. Obviously, we didn't get that in previous Mariah albums. This is something that she kind of like tapped into from here on out. There is also on the 25th anniversary, she did redo the song with Brandy. Brandy is doing like background vocals and harmonies, and they're stacking their vocals together. So it's really cool because the background vocals also stand out on this track too.
So when she does that was Zen, I have no that was. I remember just saying like I was like, okay, I love the track, I love the chorus, but I had no idea what you're talking about, the lyrics. And so
I don't know, maybe because like when I got the album, there's lyrics inside, so maybe that's why I know what she's saying, because we have like the lyrics here on the inside. But I don't know.
Oh, you got the lyrics in here, okay?
Yeah.
But he's saying that I haven't seen the video, but watching the video helps too.
Because that's one thing, like with a lot of these songs, it's like a story that she's telling. But yeah, I don't know. I got it.
So your friend is Stevie is a big fan as well. Sounded like me at the time. Maybe Janet on Velvet Rope with the whisper singing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Stevie, what makes number 2 for you?
I got to admit, this was a late change for me. I only put it at number 2 about 5 minutes before we came on air, and I was just checking the credits on the album, and it said this track was produced by David Morales, and I'm like, I don't remember a dance track on the album. Then I remembered, damn it, I didn't listen to this one track that says Reprise, and I thought that had been like a 1-minute interlude. So I thought, let me just listen to this. And then it came in, this dance track, and I'm like, produced by Dave, the absolute house legend, David Morales. And I thought, this sounds incredible. This sounds, how did, I think I put it number 12 because I thought it'd have been an interlude. And I listened to it, it's like 3.5 minutes long, and I thought, no. I nearly put it number 1. It was that good. So, but number 2 is Fly Away, Butterfly Reprise. This is where she sounds great on this. This really does sound great now.
What do you think of the background vocals?
Well, let me just see the credits, because you're obviously there's obviously someone on these background vocals. Mary Ann Tatum, it says here.
I don't know here, but I could hear some strong black women just singing background.
Yeah, really. I thought, wow, this
Yeah,
is, you know,
Butterfly. Yeah,
Fly. This is an amazing track. It's a shame they labelled it as a reprise, but wow, phenomenal track. Fly Away.
They have David Turpin, Benny Turpin, and Elton John credited as the writers. What is it? Unless they sampled one of their tracks.
Probably did.
Okay.
And I've got to mention Satoshi Tomi was a big part of the dance scene back in the late 80s, early 90s as well. He's credited on the track. Yeah, they pulled that one out of the bag. Wow.
Oh yeah, no, I did like it. I did appreciate it. I love the backing vocals on that one. This song for me was so close to being number one. I mean, it was very close to being number one. It reminded me though. I'm listening to this. I'm thinking, I know what the song reminds me of. I Get So Lonely remixed with Blackstreet. Now, if I say that, what track do you think I'm talking about?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Babydoll.
Yeah. So it's
that's Blackstreet doing again the Pound Shop Timberland sound.
No, actually, Timbaland did the drum programming on that remix. Yeah, Timbaland. Yeah, if you read the credits, Timbaland did drum programming. So Teddy got Timbaland in to ask him to do the drum programming on that. But I loved the Babydoll. I'd listened to it. I said, oh goodness, I want it to be number one so badly. It's yeah. So it was written by Mariah and Missy. It's funny because it wouldn't surprise me if Missy did the writing. It wouldn't surprise me if Timbaland did sort of the they did the song, but Timbaland was busy, so they got because it is a Timbaland imitation type track, and if the track that Missy's on it wouldn't surprise me if Timbaland did the demo version did the demo, and they just took the demo and stuff for the track. But yeah, I thought, oh, this is. I love the backing vocals of that. Who, please, can you tell credits? Either one of you, you've got the albums, Lorena. Who are the
Trent Lorenz backing vocals?
Okay, is it just him?
That's all it says here.
Wow. Yeah, it was. Loved that. Really, really, really powerful. Love the track. I'm like, was it ever released as a single?
Not that I remember.
No video.
Wow. Not that I remember.
This was the kind of stuff I was like, Mariah, why don't you do more of this? Why don't you do more of this? And I think this is the challenge she had was like, can she go down this lane and not sell as many albums, but does she go down the lane that she went to? It's like the Boyz II Men Jodeci route. Boyz II Men, had those contemporary songs that sold more, but Jodeci had the real club song. Okay, Elton John connection. Somebody Saved My Life Tonight. Mariah said the song was an inspiration for the emotions lyric behind Butterfly. Okay. So yeah, Butterfly. Yeah. So that is my number 2. So Lorena, do you want to go from number 10? Number 10 down to number 1.
Yeah. So number 10, I have Outside. Number 9, Whenever You Call. Number 8, Close My Eyes. Number 7, Babydoll. Number 6, My All. Number 5, 4th of July. Number 4, Butterfly. Number 3, Honey. Number 2, The Roof. And so number 1 is a song that I love. It is one of my favorite Mariah Carey songs. I completely understand what she's saying. She also taught me some words because I was supposed to say Mariah is also an English teacher. With some of the words that she uses in the song, I think it made sense to have this group on the song also. It is a classic. And so it's actually a song that the Sony did not want to push because I think it was like too much hip hop coming out for Mariah. So they did not promote this track properly. And I wish they did. And it's Breakdown featuring Crazy Bone and Wishbone.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Ah. What did you make of Crazy talking about how they almost didn't show up because they just they were stoned out about Cleveland and
I mean, things happen, but I'm glad that they actually decided to go and do the song because I think it was big for both artists because it was something that, we're not always used to with Mariah Carey. So I thought it was great. And then for Mariah to have those things there, like, I feel maybe because I don't know, I see Mariah do different things for fans and people and making people feel like welcome. So I thought that was really cool that she did that for them in the studio. But yeah, I think it's such a dope track.
wow, goodness, I didn't think you'd. Okay, wow, okay, interesting, Stevie.
Number 12, I closed my eyes at number 12.
No, I'm talking about the songs.
Oh, the song, the one that I put at number 6. Sorry.
No. I was a joke because you said it closed my eyes and you have your sleeping bag. So trying to make the connection that you would. Yeah, but go ahead. Close my eyes.
Number 12, I put Close My Eyes. Number 11, Whenever You Call. Number 10, My All. Number 9, Butterfly. Number 8, Outside. Number 7 is 4th of July. They were all the bland ballads. Number 6, Breakdown. Sorry, Lorraine, I've got it number 6, but it's like a mid-range track for me. Number 5, The Beautiful Ones. Nice. Number 4, Babydoll. Number 3, The Roof. Number 2, Fly Away is probably my best new discovery from this album with Babydoll. But my number 1 goes back to my clubbing days. Try to be a DJ, and people always say, "Are you a DJ?" And I go, "No, I'm a collector." You know what I mean? I never enjoyed DJing and people coming up to you like, "Can you play this? Can you play that? Or why are you playing this?" I'm like, "Just go away, go away. I'm just playing. Just go away." I never enjoyed that, despite the fact that I've got a 3-hour DJ set coming up in October for someone's birthday. Gosh, I'm not looking forward to that. I'll be honest. I think what I'm going to do is I know the person's birthday party is my friend Neil, and his favorite track is Jody Watley, Mercedes Boy, and I keep joking. He's going, "Steve, what are you going to play?" He says, "Don't worry, mate. I'm making a 3-hour edit of Jody Watley's Mercedes Boy to play for 3 hours. I could just stand there, and that'll do for me, mate." 3-hour edit of that going around in a loop. Anyway, my number 1, and to be fair, this was a humongous track, and it did sound great in a club, and she definitely got this one right. It's That Man's Puffy on it again. Sonny is just, it's inescapable track. It's a bit of a classic in it. This is a bit of an R&B classic for me, 90s R&B classic. She always had one on the album, didn't she? That was a big monster track. And this was it. So no surprises really for me on this. I put it there.
Honey. You had Honey at number 10. Okay, number 1. Okay. I'm gonna go for number 10 was Outside. Number 9 was Fly Away. Butterfly Reprise. 8 was My All. The Spanish influence song. 7, Butterfly. Number 6 was 4th of July. Number 5 was Break It Down. Number 4 was The Roof. Number 3 was Honey. Number 2 was Babydoll. I wonder if anyone can guess what number 1 is for me. It's one of 3 songs. It is one of 3 songs.
Well, you picked that one. The Beautiful Ones.
Bingo.
Oh, wow.
It is The Beautiful Ones. The first time I heard it, and this was the first time I heard it, was this when I got the album this week. And one of the things I thought about is like, man, Cisco. I didn't feel like when Joe did the song with Mariah, I felt like Mariah's singing and you're trying to come in, but you can't vocally match with Mariah. Boys to Men, I give it to them because they've got the vocal stuff. But Cisco, I didn't at one point think that Cisco was not up to the par with Mariah. I felt like he held his own with his vocals, and then you had the groove of I could hear Drew Hill, I could hear them, and they had their own track called Beauty, and it felt like they were bringing that vibe into the song. And there were elements. I think I have to give it up for Carl Rooney for the production because there are elements you hear Mariah's high note in the background, just like this over here, and the whole production. So I mean, I was really impressed with the production, and it started like a Prince song in the very beginning, but by the time we got to the middle part, it just felt like an amazing combo. And I said I wish this was released as a video. It would have done wonders for Drew Hill, but it would have been a different song. So I was impressed by the track. First time hearing it, and I really loved it from day one. So it was my number one song.
Wow.
It's strange that you guys didn't think much
I
of it.
I did number 2, Namdi. When I did
you did?
Track. Yeah, I did number 2. And it's ended back at number 5 somehow. But
Okay.
I understand why you picked that track, because he did. I was like, oh, bit of Prince going on here, bit of, It's like, yeah, I can get with it. It's number 2. Put it at number 2, and then I had another release and I thought, it's just a Prince rip-off, really. Just a rip-off of Prince and not as good.
Prince actually did not like the cover.
He didn't?
No.
That's what I thought. Just
Mariah said in an interview he
contrived.
didn't like, because he doesn't like people covering his songs. So he told her like he was not impressed, or he didn't like the cover. He preferred her actual songs.
Yeah, I in some ways, I think Prince is one person who is. I don't think he enjoys I don't think he ever enjoys a flat compliment like that. So he will always say, and the story with Alicia Keys was the fact that she wanted to sample one of his tracks, and he says no, don't give these people any money. Make it sound similar if you want, but don't use my track because somebody else is going to get paid outside of you. So don't send out somebody else's kids to college. So she learned that lesson. So I think there's something about Prince in doing that. But I loved it. I loved the production. I loved just hearing Drew Hill on it. And I was thinking, man, Cisco. I was wondering which other artists could go head to head with her. Now Luther, when they did Endless Love, when Mariah was trying to do this, and Luther said, "Come back down here, and I'll show you how to woo them with the sexy voice." I almost think Christopher Williams is probably the only other artist that I know has that power ballad voice that could probably work with her. But I thought Cisco. I was really impressed with Cisco on that track. So definitely. Oh, Prince liked Genuine's cover of When Doves Cry. I remember, I remember that one. It was a different type of production. So it didn't sound like Prince's one with Timbaland's production. Yeah. Okay. So, well, Stevie, out of 10, what do you give Butterfly?
It's really difficult, this, because I'm being totally honest. If I dig this CD off the shelf now, how many tracks I'm going to actually likely to play from it? And I'm going to play Honey, obviously. I'm going to play Fly Away. I'm going to play Babydoll. And I'm going to play the Beautiful Ones. There's 4 tracks. The rest of it, I might play The Roof just because of the beats. That's 5. Breakdown just didn't do anything for me. 4th of July's nice. I just don't know. 4 or 5 out of 10. Wow. It's not going to go higher than a 6 for me.
Okay.
But it's very well produced, as you'd expect, because it's got a humongous budget behind it from Sony Records. She sings the album very, very well. Everything's done exceptionally well.
Okay.
I can't rate any higher than 5 or 6, so it's
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay. I know, Lorena, what would you give it?
This is a 10 for me. I love this album. I always did. Never got tired of it. I feel like it aged well. It's a great mix of old Mariah that people were used to and new Mariah, where we got like Emancipation of Mimi, or the what's the other one here? The Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, like that type of music from her. So this is a 10 for me. The songwriting is amazing. A lot of the background vocals and harmonies and everything. So this is a 10 across the board.
Wow, 10 across the board. What
Like
was
you
that?
say, you picked it, so you've gone for it. It's a fair play to you.
What was the one that she? There was one that she released just after lockdown with Jermaine. Was that?
Oh, Caution?
Yeah, Caution. Yeah, I remember getting that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the album too. She actually doesn't like that album.
Was that the one that she had a video? Was that the one that she did just after lockdown?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at an album discography. I've got it here.
She had one just
Here for it all.
Is that she had one just after lockdown or something like that? I remember she had the video where she was doing some James Bond kind of stuff.
After lockdown was the Rarities.
After.
The Rarities came out.
I think that was the one that I remember because I think
Well, that's a bunch of unreleased tracks.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe I can't remember now. Anyway, I would. Wow, goodness, people are. Jez was giving us 9. Nigel's giving it a 9. No, Jez gives us 7. Derek gave it a 10. Dio's giving it an 8.
I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. Jez, seriously, mate, how are you? How are you, sat in your flat playing them bland ballads, mate? I mean, how are you doing it? How do you find 7 tracks on this album? Because I can't find 7 tracks. I'm sorry.
I would give it a 7. Is it, as I said, it has some really good tracks, and as my first Mariah album, I'll give it a 7. I think I would have given, when we do at a later date, Emancipation of Mimi. That'll be interesting to see if I was scored it higher. But, we belong together and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I give it a 7. And as I said, it's a nice mix.
Despite what my views is, I'm glad we picked it. It's something different, really, for the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said, she's gone through a lot, and she's had to survive a lot, and But the one thing I remembered with Trey Lorenz saying that she's very loyal to people around her, like those, And unfortunately, when her marriage broke down with Tommy Latola, anyone associated with her on Sony lost their deal. A Law, we're fresh off the success of Head Over Heels and all those tracks, and they just shut everything down, almost like, oh, Mariah's left us. So, and then Trey Lorenz says they just shelved his second album because that's Mariah's best friend, and he got dropped. I mean, that's how brutal it was, and unfortunate for everyone around her when that happened. So it was a tough time. But he put but that's interesting. I mean, no one else put their number ones. There's only M-Mac that would do that. He put The Roof at number 1, Break It Down, Honey, My All, and Babydoll. Okay.
Wow, Jez, you got my all in your top 5. How did you stay awake listening to that track, mate? How did you stay awake?
Oh, goodness. Well, so Stevie's going to be visiting Andrew Knight in Vegas next week for his wedding, and he's going with VJ, so he'll be gone for the week. But I'm sure he will record some video from Vegas, from some of the gentlemen's clubs and strip
record
labels.
Clubs. Definitely.
And just show us the nightlife in Vegas and record shops if you can find
Plenty
them.
of sex, drugs, rock and roll, gambling. Oh, hedonistic lifestyle. Here I come. Midlife
Yeah.
crisis time. Here I come.
If any of the any record stores that you get to visit out in Vegas, it'll be interesting to see. But when he gets back, yes, we'll think of another album just to keep celebrating music. And I know there's plans come October for us to also acknowledge some new releases. Because one thing we learned from the verses of Joe and Donnell is that there's a love for R&B, but there it doesn't have to be the constant nostalgia watch. That there's some good R&B stuff that are out now, and both Lorena and Stevie are constantly out there getting new music and promoting new music for other artists. So that would be interesting just to be able to share that with everyone else and give them reasons why music and R&B isn't dead. That there's still some good stuff coming out, and just because
Hey,
we don't have.
Lorena, while I'm absent next week, you better pick out another vinyl album out your collection to keep the podcast going. Give Namdi another run for his money.
And so while people, I think what we'd always say is that because back in the day we had BET and the Box and all these shows and the Lick on MTV that would show us some R&B and show us some hip hop and R&B. And now with Spotify, it just feels though it's a minefield. It's hard to understand what's new and stuff. But there are people like Steve and Lorena that are still going through the minefield, and so we'll be looking to do something at the end of September to give some spotlight on some new music and why you should get that, but also some old school. So, anything else before we wrap up, guys?
Nope.
Okay. Just before we go, I did want to play a video of Mariah, and and just as I spoke earlier about Gladys Knight, and I think that sometimes um, we do get concerned when some of our favorite singers and artists seem to be struggling on stage, and we're not sure what could be happening. So we'll just have a quick comment or watch this and let me know your thoughts.
Be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you.
What did we make? This was about a couple of months ago when she was at an at a show, and it sounded like she was off key. She did later on say that she was she was unwell and stuff, but she still tried to perform. So Lauren, someone like you who've seen her live and a big fan, do you think that she's still, because I know Benson's mentioned that she mimes a bit, but do you think that that's a representation of how Mariah sings now, or do you think that was a one-off?
No, I think with all singers now, especially like as soon as you have a bad performance or your voice is changing or what have you, if you do not sound like the record or how we remember you, we kind of just write you off and kind of, create those memes and stuff in those videos. And I think that is also why a lot of performers now don't sing live, even though we
Mm.
think they are. They have like a lot of live tracks that happened. So I don't think her voice is completely gone. I don't think she can do all the things that she used to do, of course, but I've seen her live a couple of times, and sometimes she hits it, sometimes she doesn't. So I don't put it against her.
Steven?
I mean, the clips that I saw from this album when she was singing live back then in the 90s, she was hitting them notes. You know, she sounded like the record. But it's just you know, what you just showed me there is like it's like them, you know, like them times where you might get ill. We've all been there. You come down with something, but you're still obliged to go in work and do your job. And she's probably got tour dates there. The fans have bought the tickets, and she don't want to let them down. And God bless her, she's turned out all right. She's clearly struggling there. Clearly struggling. She's not herself. She's not well. But she didn't want to let her fat, and you know, you got to give her credit for that. She's gone on stage. Maybe she shouldn't have done that, but there would have been a lot of disappointed fans. So God bless her for that.
So,
everything I've said tonight, I respect her for at least trying to do that. You know?
That's good. I mean, I guess, did we then give Whitney Houston a tough time?
Totally.
Because it felt as though Whitney, when she couldn't do "I Would Always Love You" and hit those songs, we almost wrote her like, "Oh goodness, it's the drugs."
Yep.
But Mrs. Mariah, who hasn't been on drugs, and yet, you know, she's had an off night and stuff. We talk about Aaron Hall, you know, but you know, Donnell performing just a couple of weeks ago, and but I think Whitney almost felt as though she fell so quickly that we wrote her off. And so the fact that we can understand and appreciate that it's not easy for some of these artists to keep that level. And maybe that's why Mary sometimes when she's singing, I'm like, okay, yeah, do you want to sing a little bit and come back? So this is good that at least you guys have been able to reflect on it. I you know, none of us can, I don't know what she was going through. You know, we talk about how she was with Glitter. She had a mental health breakdown, and she had to receive mental health support before she was able to recapture her life on TV and live in front of the world. Comes out with a diagnosis of bipolar, which means that, you know, if not given the right type of medication, she can always have a breakdown. So without realizing her background and stuff. So and this was not to shame her, but it was almost for me to remember how much pressure we put on Whitney, and how much sometimes we don't appreciate what Beyonce is able to still do. But even with Michael and Janet, they realized, look, as we got older, we're going to perform more, so we'll use the mic and then mime if we need be. But if we need to sing live, we can.
I mean, what you're highlighting here is that, you know, to be that famous, be that big, there's a huge price to pay, and it sounds like it's your health, your physical health or your mental health. That's the price you pay for it. I mean, because you know, you can't do the things that we can do. We can step out of our house every day, go to work, go shopping, go out and enjoy ourselves. You know, whereas if you're like you know, a huge artist, you're locked away. You are locked away. I mean, you might have, you know, you've got your bank account might have a lot of notes in it, and you know, and you might be living in a big house, but you can't just get up and go to the supermarket or go to this and do that, and that's the price you pay.
Yeah, and just, you know, remember we interviewed when we had Taj from The Boys, and he says they realized they were doing this from such a young age. They needed to break away and find their own well-being and to connect with the life. And he's able to walk the park without people stopping and recognizing him, and connect with real people. And so sadly, Michael and the rest couldn't have that. So
imagine if this podcast blew up, right, and we had millions of viewers, and we became YouTube famous overnight. That'd be it. Lorena, she couldn't leave her house. She could be, you know, there'd be there'd be paparazzi outside. They would, waiting to follow her everywhere. You know, that'd be it. But overnight, we get millions of views. You don't need to go to work again because of the revenue you're doing from all them views. You know, but outside, you'd have fans wanting autographs. Lorena, just sign this. Just sign. Could you handle it, Lorena? Could you handle it?
No.
I mean, to be fair, you know what I admire about Lorena is she always stays on a level on a podcast. You never get a Lorena rant, do you? You won't get like I do. I either go on a rant or really like something. You know, whereas Lorena just stays on that level. But imagine what would happen if this podcast blew up overnight and she couldn't go outside the house because there's paparazzi and fans waiting to get a piece of her. Would she be at that level? Would she be able to stay at that level? Interesting. Have a think about that. Hey, I am famous in Berryland. I am. When I go to the record fair in my hometown of Berry now, people go, "Hey, Steve, you got Steve on the video. I've been watching your video every time I go out now." So I am. Yeah, I'm record fair famous now. That's it. That's as famous as I'll ever get.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, Namdi goes out to the supermarket now, and I'm telling you, it happens to him. You're that Namdi off halftime chat, and he's there with his t-shirt and his hat on. Halftime chat.
Yeah, I had one guy do that, who lives local, and I thought he was making it up, and he called his daughter and stuff. And but he was into Guy and Mike and Teddy and all that stuff, and I actually thought he was trying to talk to me about where do you get the stuff in your grocery bag and stuff. But yeah, and I went to a concert and somebody did say and had people do point out, but as we're joking about this, I do, as I said, I'm not one who would try and bring down artists or people in the spotlight because God knows, I could not imagine what it's like.
What about that clip I saw of Chris Brown, right? They're all the fans are waiting for him. He pulls up in the car. All the fans are there. The security there. It's all hectic. The doors open to the car, and you're like, you're waiting for Chris Brown to come out. What about 8 girls get out the car before he even gets out? Eight girls. I'm like, the guys. I don't need to say anymore, do I? I don't need to. That's the life you live. You know, that's the R&B lifestyle. You've got 8 ladies getting out the car first before you even get out.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's definitely been fun, and we will revisit Mariah probably in the fall. Lorena will pick up another album for us to look into. But when Stevie gets back, as I said, we will also try and do something fun as well. So, from the three of us,
Hammer album next, I think.
MC Hammer. Lorraine, anything for people to look out for on Total R&B YouTube channel?
No, I'm going to be doing some interviews next week, but when it is, I'll announce it to everybody.
Okay, Stevie, anything to look out for before you hit to Vegas trip?
I'm trying to edit. It's took me all day to edit. I went to a record fair on Saturday. It's got about 12 copyright strikes on it. So I'm editing all the music that was being played in the record fair to get this video out for Tuesday. So that's been my day all day. The life of a YouTuber, folks. Never that easy. Never that easy.
Yeah, you guys are cool around. Anyway, yes, as September, everyone's back to school, busy and stuff. So, but hopefully, Rift they're celebrating 35 years of Rift coming out as a group. So original members are trying to get themselves organized, and then I'm going to do an interview with them just to celebrate and talk about. They do want to talk about, being signed to Capitol and how they got dropped after half the members a couple of the members decided they wanted to they thought they could do it big enough to find another record deal with another label, and they got blacklisted. So they're going to talk about all of that. Yeah.
What about the epic Stephen Russell interview we did? The Deeper album.
Yes, I've those days of waking up on a Saturday and editing out a video. I need to find that energy. For those who don't know, I've started working at a mental health hospital with adults, and also with people with psychosis. So it is much more demanding than it had been as a therapist, working with people who have been sectioned and detained under the Mental Health Act. So it's a lot draining. So those days of me having easy nights have been a while. So I will get that out. I still have Melvin Riley Jr.'s out interviews, so I will work over the next couple of days to get those things out.
Oh, I've just remembered, Namdi. Album of the year so far for me. New album of the year is Star's new album. Packed with hits. We've definitely got to do that album at some point. I think you'll like that, Namdi. I think you'll really like that album.
Have you heard it, Lorena?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay, so maybe, as I said, looking at it, if Stevie wants to, are you going to be back on the 13th, Stevie?
Probably, yeah.
Lorena, are you around on the 13th? September, Sunday?
Yeah, I should be that weekend.
Okay, so we might do, well, do you want us to do a star? Maybe people might have heard it, but...
It would be a risk. It would be a risk for the channel, but why not? Why not? It could bomb.
Okay.
Everybody out there watching now, go and listen to the new Star album.
Okay.
It might not be your bag, Afrobeats, R&B. Give it a listen, though. Might surprise you.
Okay. We appreciate you guys. We're going to sign off, and we'll chat with you guys later. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I did miss you really.
What was it like growing up? She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas' voice meant in all spirits.
Play it.